Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss some of the important terminology as well as some of the necessary steps for the purpose of accounting. So first we are going to discuss the classification of a business transaction. First step for the purpose of accounting is create the transaction. So if there is a no transaction, then there is a no requirement of the accounting. So first step is to create the transaction. Second step is to identify the transaction. So each and every transaction is not necessary to be recorded in the books of account. So we have to identify the transaction. So if there is a no transaction, no accounts. When there is a transaction for the purpose of accounting purpose. So the question is when there is a transaction for the purpose of accounting purpose. So the transaction should be the business transaction. If there is a no business transaction, there is a no need of a accounting. So for the purpose of accounting, the transaction should be the business transaction. Further, the transaction should be the economic transaction having the monetary value. So whatever transaction is done, it should be measured in terms of the money. If it is not measured in terms of the money, then it cannot be recorded in the books of the account. So the transaction should be the economic transaction and it should be having a monetary value. The transaction can be in the credit mode or can be in the cash mode. Further, the transaction can be the internal or it can be the external. We will discuss it in the detail how it may be internal or external. So, economic transaction. What is the meaning of the economic transaction? The transaction which can be measured in a monetary term or transaction which are done through cash or a creation of a debtors or a creditor. It can be considered as a economic transaction. So what is the meaning that the transaction which can be measured in a monetary term or which can be done through cash or a creation of a debtor as well as the creditor, it can be considered as an economic transaction. Same for example, the printing and stationery expense is paid for rupees 1000. So here rupees 1000 is paid. So it is measured in a monetary term. Further, the transaction is done through cash. So it is considered as an economic transaction. However, the next example is a meeting is held with the one of the customer for the purpose of securing the order for the purpose of sale of our product. So here only the meeting is held, the sale is not happen. So it cannot be measured in a monetary term. So it cannot be considered as a economic transaction. So how to identify whether the transaction is a economic or not? So there are two important questions. You have to answer for two important questions. If anyone answer is in a yes, then it will be considered as a economic transaction. So first question is whether the transaction is done through the exchange of cash or a bank. If it is a yes, then it will be considered as an economic transaction. Second question is whether the relation of a debtor or a creditor comes into the existence. If yes, then it can be considered as an economic transaction. So if any one of the two above question answers must be yes, any one answer must be yes, then and then it can be considered as a economic transaction. So what are the two questions? Whether the transaction is done through cash or a bank or whether the relation of a debtor or creditor comes into existence. Next one is the transaction may be a cash transaction, credit transaction or a other transaction. How to identify cash or a credit transaction, we have a separate video on it. So the transaction which are other transaction, that is other than a cash or a credit transaction. Same for example, you have stored the goods in your godown and such goods is destroyed by the fire. So here the goods is destroyed by the fire, our cash is not going to be affected, debtor or creditor balance is not going to be affected. However, we have a loss in the business due to the fire, our goods is destroyed, so it is considered as a other transaction other than cash or a credit transaction. Next one is the goods is given for a sales promotion, so it is also other than a cash or a credit transaction. Loss due to fire, so it is also other type of a transaction other than a cash or a credit transaction. Next one is the internal transaction or a external transaction. So in an internal transaction, there is a no need of a other party. Example, depreciation, loss due to fire. So it is our internal effect to our business. Loss due to fire. So here the third party is not going to be affected. Our debtor or a creditor is not going to be affected. So it is considered as an internal transaction. What is the meaning of the external transaction? So external transaction is a transaction between the business and the other party. Same, for example, goods sold to Mr. A of rupees 50,000. So Mr. A is other party. We are selling the goods to Mr. A. So it is a transaction between business and Mr. A. So it can be considered as an external transaction. Non-economic transaction. So we have already understand that the transaction which is a business transaction, further which can be measured in a monetary term or which can be considered as an economic transaction, can only recorded in the books of account. So non-economic transaction should not be recorded in the books of account. It is not relevant for the purpose of accounting. So we will consider now the example. Identify the transaction, whether it is an economic transaction or a non-economic transaction. So first example is purchase of goods worth rupees 7,000. So here you have to answer the two questions, whether the transaction is done through cash or a bank, or debtor creditor relation comes into existence. If any one answer is yes, then it is an economic transaction. Here purchase of goods for rupees 7,000. So here cash or bank is going to be affected. So cash is paid, goods is purchased, it is measured in a monetary term. So it is an economic transaction. Meeting with the board of director of the company. So here whether cash or bank is going to be affected, not. Further, whether debtor creditor relationship comes into existence, not. So it is a non-economic transaction as no cash, no debtor creditor relation comes into existence. Next one is the goods sold to Mr. X worth rupees 25,000. So it is measured in terms of a money. Mr. X, if he is not paying money to us, it will become our debtors. So relationship of a debtors comes into existence. So it can be considered as a economic transaction. Next one is the order received to supply the goods of rupees 80,000. So here the order is received, no actual sales is made. So no cash or no debtor creation at the time of order received. So it is considered as a non-economic transaction. So even though the order value can be measured in terms of the monetary term, it cannot be considered as an economic transaction for the purpose of accounting, because it is only order is received. There is no actual sale. So it can be considered as a non-economic transaction. Discussion is done on a sales team for offer of buy one get one free. So first question is whether cash or bank is going to be affected. No. Second one is debtor creditor relationship comes into existence. No. So it can be considered as a non-economic transaction. Interest received rupees 800. So cash or bank is going to be affected. Yes. Debtor creditor comes into existence. No. So cash or bank is going to be affected. One answer is in yes. So it can be considered as a economic transaction. So this was the discussion for today's topic for the purpose of accounting. Thank you.